This is the 2 kilogram budget CO2 fire extinguisher, also known as the PowerX range. Now, CO2 fire extinguishers, carbon dioxide fire extinguishers, that's the same thing, by the way. Yes, it is just CO2 gas, as you can imagine. These are suitable for fires involving electrical equipment. And the 2 kilogram is by far the most popular fire extinguisher we sell. The reason for that is because pretty much any premises whatsoever are going to have electrical risks in some place, in your office, wherever. If you look around our premises, you'll find that we have a water extinguisher alongside a CO2 extinguisher and possibly other ones where there are slightly different risks, but CO2 everywhere. Now, this is not Class E. There is no Class E in the UK, it's just fires involving electrical equipment. But CO2 was also suitable for Class B flammable liquid fires. And because the CO2 is not very large, it's not really going to help. So if you want something for that, either the 5 kilogram or a powder or foam is more suitable. The colour scheme is black for CO2. The operating instructions are on the label as required by the regulations. And you'll see at the bottom, CE mark and the British Standard Kite mark. This is made for Thomas Glover and Company. And of course, a lot of people want to know what's the difference between a firepower and a budget CO2 extinguisher. Well, let me tell you. No one else will tell you this, but the budget extinguisher, this model is made in China on behalf of Thomas Glover and Company. The firepower range, the majority is made in the CCS factory in Poland in Europe, but the CO2 extinguishers are made in Chubb Fire's factory in the UK. So that's the only real difference. They still have, as with all of our range, the more expensive, but included in the cost, safety horn. And the way you can see a safety horn is because it's got these holes for insulation. If you have one of the cheaper models, if you hold onto the swivel horn, and to most it looks exactly the same, when you let it off, that will cause freeze burns and possibly have your hand stuck to the fire extinguisher. So if you don't want to end up in hospital with a fire extinguisher stuck to your hand, make sure you get a quality one with a safety horn or a frost-free horn. The way it works, you simply hold it by the handle, pull out the pin. This is an anti-tamper seal. The other models have a slightly different one, but that will break when the pin is pulled out to show it's been used. Put the horn up, it should stay in position, and then you can swivel it and pass from side to side to sweep towards the fire, putting your fire out. They are refillable. Any competent company with refilling facilities for CO2 can refill one of these. The valve size is standard, so if they can fill CO2, they can fill these. The way it's normally done is it will be done off-site. Quite often people have a ready refilled one to swap for you unless you want to wait while yours goes off to a factory, comes back about a week later. That's the way it goes. Now, the other slight difference between a firepower and this is made of steel. The firepower range is made of aluminium, which makes it slightly more costly, but it's only a tad, by the way. And just for reference, the firepower range is more popular than the budget range, probably because of the slightly lighter weight with the aluminium. You want to know what's in the box, don't you? Well, I'm going to show you. Now, the other thing is the firepower range has a better box. Still, Thomas Glover quality. Thomas Glover, by the way, sister company, like the trade company of Chubb Fire, and part of UTC, one of the biggest corporations in the world, includes Sikorsky helicopters, Otis lifts, Pratt & Whitney jet engines, if you want any of those. We don't sell those, just extinguishers. But anyway, certificate of conformity. Then, what else? Oh, fire extinguisher. Ugh. And, what else? Swivel arm. This is like Christmas. Bracket. That's it. All done. One box. By the way, box has got arrows on, so careful when you open it the right way up. Take the bag off. The purpose of the bag is just simply to stop the paint scraping off on the inside of the box. The bracket. Am I going to open this? Let's rip it open, John. The bracket is just a lug. if you can see, it has this little lump sticking out of the valve with a hole in, and the bracket has got a little pin on top. So 3 screws on the wall, stick it in like that, and it just hangs on the wall like so. But before you do that, we have to make sure we put the swivel horn on safely. This goes on hand tight. Well, you can do it up with your hand, but what I mean is you can put it on with your hand and then just nip it up with adjustable spanner. The whole point of the swivel horn is it would normally sit in this position, but it is designed to swivel to get ready for fire use, and then when it swivels, it should stay like that. If you don't do it tight enough, it will do that. Not good. Okay, so when it's tight enough, it stops the CO2 coming out, and then you're ready to roll. It's as simple as that, really. But if you want to find out more about them, about how to get them commissioned, how to get them serviced, sizes, dimensions, the price, just follow the links at the end of this page.